Hi, Binit. Good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening. All good. Thank you so much for setting this up.
Perfect. So, I'm one of the co-hosts of AngelStack. We are setting up a platform for early stage founders, such as yourself, to get some visibility in front of investors and a couple of eyeballs in your social media space as well. To begin with our podcast, can I please ask you to introduce yourself and any co-founders that you might have?
Sure. So thanks, Georgie, for inviting me to this podcast. And I must say that you're doing a very noble job. For early stage founders, I think you are an equivalent of the free AWS credits that we generally get through NVIDIA Inception or some other program. So you are basically providing a free marketing platform to early stage founders, and it's a great thing that you are doing to help early stage companies. So really appreciate you for that. Now coming to TeachBetter.ai and our founders. So I founded this company towards end of last year, and I have one co-founder. His name is Vipin Kumar. So he is basically here in IMCO got pass out. He was part of my team in the previous organization, and he has about 10 years of experience.
Brilliant. And your background is in specifically what domain?
Sure. I basically come with 15 years of experience in the industry, predominantly on the marketing and strategy side of things. So I have worked with the Aditya Birla Group for 12 years. Then I worked for 3 years for a B2B SaaS HR tech company. So I've been in marketing, business strategy side of things, all 15 years of my, professional journey. And, having worked 15 years in the industry, I then took the plunge into the startup world and started building TeachBetter.ai.
And how was that transition like for you? Because as a non-tech founder, how are you, how are you able to deliver the kind of products that you want to deliver in a AI tech space?
Sure. Okay. So see, when I decided to do something on my own, they were like, a lot of ideas and a lot of confusion going on in my mind. Then I finally, thought, let me pick up a space where there is a lot of work yet to be done. And let me pick up a space where technology takes a lot of time to penetrate deeply, right? And I started working on the education space. And, as we speak, we are building Teach Better AI, which is an AI platform specifically designed for education. When I started thinking about the platform, I realized one thing, that the pace at which AI is moving, whatever thoughts I have in my mind, I have to bring them to life in record time. That is point number one. Second is, I did not have the liberty to build a whole tech team in house, then build an MVP, then test out the product in the market. It would have taken years for me to do that. And we wanted to build a consumer grade solution from day one, right? Because for me, the cost of time is more than the cost of money. The opportunity cost of not working in a corporate is very high. Hence I had to do things really fast, and I had to do things of high quality, right? I wanted to have a consumer grade solution right on day one, which we were able to achieve. Because from my skills point of view, I can handle everything to run a company, right from product management to sales, marketing, operations. The only thing I cannot handle is coding. So for coding, we hired a partner who is helping us write the code and putting my thoughts and the vision to life, right? So that's how we have been able to deliver a consumer grade solution in a very short span of time.
Brilliant. Now let's talk about Teach Better AI. So I am quite familiar with the product because I've actually like visited the website. I've gone through what the product is like. Can you tell me what is the problem that you're solving and what is Teach Better exactly?
Okay. So when it comes to education, we all have seen the education system as a user, as an end consumer for almost about 20 years, right? Before we joined corporate. The challenge with the education system is that even now the system is more or less similar to what it was 20 years back or 30 years back, right? While the demands from the market, the changing technological landscape has created a completely new world for all of us, right? So I'll give you a simple example. During our times, the biggest differential advantage a student had was his ability to memorize and retain concepts, right? Now that is not an advantage anymore, because you need to know anything, you just go to ChatGPT or Google, you get the best possible answer in the world within seconds, right? Hence, what is the new differential advantage for a student or for a professional? The new differential advantage is our ability to apply concepts. So if you are good at applying concepts, I think you will be significantly better than your peers in current times. However, the schools, the education system, they are still, driving education in the same age-old way, where the teaching methodology is one size fits all. There is strong emphasis on ability to memorize concepts and write it in the exams. So the education system needs a significant overhaul. It was not easy to do it earlier, but now with a technology like AI, I see a great possibility of this becoming a reality in the near future. And we are building TeachBetter.ai with that very mission and vision, that we want to revolutionize education and take it to the next level by empowering teachers and empowering students to learn in a significantly more meaningful way, while reducing the amount of effort that we expect from a teacher or a student in the process.
Gordon. So how did this whole journey begin for you? Like, why do you think that you are the right person to build an edtech platform in the AI space?
Sure. Uh, the first thing is that, with my professional experience, I have seen both B2C side of things and B2C side of things, right? Great technologies are everywhere, but whether a technology becomes a product of mass adoption, whether a technology is able to democratize access for the masses, that's a big question, right? Hence, what I'm building right now is not just the product, it's basically purpose to drive AI adoption in education at a mass scale in a country like India, right? So they may be and they can be significantly better products than us. The difference that we have is on our mission and our ability to drive that mass adoption of AI, especially in a country like India. And for me, my what do you call my role model is Reliance Jio, who has completely democratized mobile internet access in our country to a point that today internet has become the fourth basic necessity, other than roti kapra and makan. So we have reached that level as far as mobile internet access in our country is concerned. We want to create a similar movement as far as AI adoption in education is concerned.
Got it. So, like, this whole edtech space is quite crowded. We also know that there's a lot of hype around AI. How are you able to stand out and say that, listen, my product is different?
Sure. Okay. So the first and the foremost thing is that we are not to uh, we are not trying to change consumer behavior significantly. Okay. What we are right now trying to say is that as a teacher or as a student who are any which way is going to YouTube, Google, and ChatGPT and multiple other AI platforms for taking help, for creating study resources, etc. However, the challenge is these platforms are not built keeping education in mind. These platforms are not safe. There are a lot of ads, a lot of noise, a lot of distraction on these platforms. For example, a student goes to YouTube to search for educational content, but he ends up watching something else, right? What we are saying is, instead of going to 50 different platforms every single day, which are not built for education, which are generic solutions, you please come to a platform like TeachBetter.ai, where you will get all the AI tools that can potentially solve your problems in one place. And then you can use this platform to stay focused on the education specific use cases and not get distracted by 50 other things which happens on those open platforms. So we are creating that all-in-one solution that makes it really easy for everybody to start accessing AI in education. And the other important thing is, if we want to drive it like a mass movement, there are three things. The platform has to be very simple and easy to use. It has to be an all-in-one solution. And third thing is affordability. We also want to create the most affordable all-in-one AI platform for the country. So right now, as we speak, we are offering 30 days free trial to every user. After the trial period is over, he can subscribe to all the tools and all features of the platform at just 149 rupees per month, with absolutely no restrictions on usage, tokens, generations, etc., which are very confusing for users. So this is how we are, trying to create that mass momentum or a mass movement for, AI adoption in, education, so that we see significantly, greater impact of and greater improvement in quality of teaching in our country.
Fair enough. So, what are these services or features that TeachBetter offers that I cannot get on ChatGPT or just on a random YouTube page?
Sure. So the first thing is that, inside of TeachBetter.ai, every problem of a teacher has been converted into a use case for AI. Okay. So here, when you come as a teacher or as a student, you don't have to think like a prompt engineer. You have to think like a teacher and a student. Okay. That is the first and the most important thing, right? So as a teacher, I come to the platform. I say I want to create a lesson plan for photosynthesis grade 5. It will give you a lesson plan the way you want it without having to write a single line of prompt. and the quality of output is significantly better because we have a controlled backend engine. Okay. Second, as a teacher, you have the flexibility to use the output in any format that you wish to. Third is you have an option to generate output in 80 plus languages on the platform, which means if you are a Hindi teacher, you can use our product to generate Hindi lesson plans. If you are a Sanskrit teacher, you can use it for Sanskrit content, etc., etc. Next is there are tools that will help you create high quality educational content, and you can teach the same concept in 10 different ways. For example, you want to teach a concept, you can tell a story around it, you can tell a riddle around it, you can share real world examples around the concept to actually drive that impact with teaching, where you are saying I want to enable my students to appreciate and apply concepts in real life. So these tools will enable you to make best use of AI as a teacher or as a student, right? Now, so imagine you and I, even we don't know what are the 50 different things we can use ChatGPT for in our daily lives. So we have to keep on exploring, keep on discovering. So that is a huge waste of time. So what we have done is we have already mapped out various use cases of a teacher and a student and created dedicated custom AI tools for each and every use case, and we have put all of them inside one simple and neat user friendly interface.
Fair enough. So how did your whole research go about? Like, how did you decide, okay, this is a good space to get into. Let's just build an app, web app, or it's a mobile. Is it a mobile application or is it just a web app?
TeachBetter.ai is a web-based platform. It works best on a
Okay,
laptop or a desktop, but you can also use it on your mobile. And a lot of teachers are using it on mobile. And we had an interesting use case where a teacher was sharing that on her way to school in the cab, she generates a lot of quizzes and worksheets using TeachBetter.ai, and that helps her in preparing for the class in no time.
got it. So how did you go about your research? How did you figure out, okay, this is the space I want to work?
Yeah. So see, like I said, first thing is that every individual will have to use AI in some or the other form, right? We decided to pick up education as a sector that we want to work upon because here there are n number of problems to be solved. Okay, and education is a sector which is driven by masses. Okay, so for any technology to penetrate deeply in our country, it will take quite some time. It will take huge amount of effort, right? Which means education as a sector will provide lot of space and scope to many startups like us. Okay. However, we have to be very patient. This is not a space where you can make some quick money and run away, right? So you have to be patient. You have to stay committed to your focus and ambition of creating that mass movement, and you will be able to create a decent impact in this space. So that's why we started to build for education. Okay. Sorry, what was the second question?
Like, how do you go about your research to figure out, okay, this is where I want to work in?
Sure. So that's how we boil down on why we want to work on this sector education, where because there I see there is a huge impact that AI can create in this entire space. Before we started to build our product, we actually did a research with 500 educators in our country. In that research, we figured out what are the top challenges that teachers face on a daily basis. Have they started to explore AI, as an enabler? And what are the use case of AI that they see implementing in their daily lives, provided AI is available in a form and shape that is easy to use, right? So based on that research, we were able to boil down on use cases and problems and the solutions that AI can deliver. And that is how we started building this entire product.
Got it. So we initially discussed how there's a B2C model for this and there's a B2B model. I'm guessing the teachers are your B2B model, where in terms of students, how do you enable them or like how do you help them learn better through Teach Better?
So I'll explain the business model once again. So our primary target audience are independent teachers and independent students. Okay. So if they need help to do their job better or study better, they can come to our platform and take an individual license, right? So that's as simple as buying a Netflix subscription. Okay. Now, then there is a B2B model where there are schools, they want to enable their teachers with AI. They can buy 50 licenses, 100 licenses on our platform directly by creating an account like a school admin. Okay. And it is the entire platform, even the admin experience is absolutely seamless and easy. You don't require any kind of training or handholding for that. Okay. So the B2B model is where schools can decide to buy 50 licenses for their teachers, 500 licenses for their students, and manage everything using a single, admin interface. So that's our, business model, which is predominantly B2C plus a combination of B2B. But we have intentionally kept our go-to-market as a low-touch strategy, because in a startup you cannot afford to have a model which is high-touch, right? Where every sale requires a customization. Every sales requires you to visit the customer's premises 10 times, right? Those are models which are very difficult to scale as far as a startup is concerned. Hence, our primary business model is B2C. We will also have a bit of B2B in it, but the GTM strategy will always be a low-touch strategy for us.
Got it. So may I ask how long have you been around? How long did it take for you to start with the idea and build the product and execute it?
Sure. So I started to, research around AI in education space from October of last year, right? And then we started to work on this product, after a couple of months. Our first version of the product actually got launched in the Startup Mahakumbh in April this year, right? When we launched our product, it was completely free. We didn't have a subscription engine live. And then we launched our version 2 of product only last week, which is last week of August. In the version 2 of the product, there are significant more enhancements, significantly advanced AI tools which have been added onto the platform. Plus, we have also enabled a subscription engine.
Got it. And how many users do you have so far?
Yeah. So right from the initial days till now, we have about 12,000 plus signups on the platform. Out of 12,000 plus signups, roughly about 10,000 would be the teachers community, because we are first trying to target the teachers community and show them the value around our platform. Once that network effect kicks in, we will then leverage the same teachers community to start driving adoption for student segment as well.
Got it. And the adoption that you have so far, is it inorganic growth or mostly network effect and organic growth?
So we have been spending negligible amount of money on marketing. So we have been, running campaigns on Insta and Google as well. We have done some nano influencer tie-ups during our initial days when we just launched our product. So we have a lot of content on our Insta page also. So that is helping us drive some inorganic growth. Plus, the teachers community has a huge word of mouth impact, right? So if the platform is really delivering value for a teacher, he or she will definitely spread it across the entire network. So as we speak, we are spending small amounts on performance marketing to drive user acquisition. Plus, we are doing a lot of community building activities. We have like a lot of WhatsApp groups where there are thousands of teachers. We are interacting with them on a regular basis. They're also helping us shape our product, as we move ahead. They're giving us a lot of ideas and feedback. So it primarily is a community driven approach as far as the business is concerned. Plus, we also have to spend some amounts on building the B2B marketing funnel and performance marketing.
Got it. And how was the adoption like for you? Was there some sort of a like have you faced issues in terms of, let's say, from a management side from schools, and or has teachers been just giving you negative feedback about, I don't want to use something like this because it's not going to help my students? So what is the reaction like from these stakeholders that you interact with on a daily basis?
See, one thing with AI is that individuals like you and me, individual teachers, individual students, they are using AI tools every single day because they see value in it, because they think that this is going to reduce my workload and, I'm happy to do better things in life, right? So as individuals, the adoption of AI is exponential. Okay. The challenge right now is that when it comes to business leaders, they are a bit confused around AI, right? They are still having that opinion that if I give AI tools to my employees or if I give AI tools to teachers, it will reduce their workload. What will I get in return? Right? They are not able to understand that there are three stages of AI. First stage is automation, where people will automate their work. The second stage is enhance, where people will do same thing in a 10 times better way. And the third stage of AI adoption is basically transformation, where people will actually be able to do things which they are not able to do otherwise as a human being, right? So the problem is most of us are stuck visualizing only the first stage of AI adoption. And we are thinking, if AI is going to do your job, why should I pay you? Right? Why should I buy AI tools for you? Because it is going to reduce your workload. I am not getting anything in return as a business leader or as a decision maker, right? So that's the situation right now, but it is set to change, very soon, because whether businesses or business leaders subscribe to AI tools on behalf of their employees or not, employees are going to subscribe to these tools on their own for sure.
Got it. So you're saying uh, if TeachBetter AI is implemented in a school by a management for all of their teachers, it is automatically at some point going to first automate. then enhance and then transform their teaching experience itself and like make them better teachers?
No, so this is not something that any platform will do. This is basically a mindset that we have to adopt as humans, right? So let me describe that again. So when it comes to adoption of AI, irrespective of the profession you are in, you have to look at it from three different lenses. The first, or three different steps. The first step is you automate your routine and mundane tasks to AI so that you can do better as a human being. Now, bringing this example to teachers, they can automate lesson planning, they can automate question paper generation, quiz generation, worksheet generation, all with AI. Obviously, they have to do their own validation, because that human element is important. Second stage is you have to figure out things that you can do in 10 times better way using AI, right? For example, if a teacher is teaching a concept in the class, using AI, she can teach the same concept in 10 different ways so that she is able to, so that students of different learning abilities are able to appreciate that concept. That is stage two of AI adoption. The stage three of AI adoption is transformation, where you basically now start doing things you are not able to do as a human. I'll give you an example for that. A simple example. Uh, Now imagine a teacher in a class has given a task to students to write an essay on a particular topic, right? So all the students will write essays. What will the teacher do? Teacher will first give some red lines on the answer sheet and give some marks to the students and leave it there. With this assessment methodology, no student is learning anything. What should the real assessment look like? You should be able to evaluate the essays of every student and figure out what are the strengths of the student, what are the weaknesses of the student, how was the student done in sentence construction, how was the student done in creative thinking, critical errors, what are the spelling errors, and give corrections for everything, right? So you basically give a detailed, customized feedback report to every student out of that activity that you have given them, right? Now, with this quality of assessment, the learning ability of a child will improve with every such activity. So this is a use case which is humanly impossible to execute in isolation, but with the power of AI, now you are able to do it. So we have tools on our platform using which you can create such beautiful, detailed, constructive feedback reports for every student on every assignment. Okay. So that is the third level of AI where you do things which as a human you are not able to do, right? Since when we are looking at AI, we should not get stuck about automation. If we are stuck on automation, we will lose our jobs, right? We should think about how do we reach to a level, transform the way we work using AI. That's the real power of AI.
That's actually quite brilliant because it is giving me customized feedback in terms of, Georgie, this is where you're lacking, this is where you can improve, this is how you can do it. I think that's actually quite interesting. Now, can I ask you, who is your closest competitor? Is there another player in the market currently who you would consider is your closest competitor?
See, right now we are fighting against the big players like ChatGPT's, Google's, and YouTube's of people. Okay, simply because it's a harsh reality that whether we like it or not, our children are going on YouTube, Google, and ChatGPT for seeking help for studies. Because once they come back from school, there is nobody at home to guide them, right? They are anyway seeking help of these platforms, which is not a great situation because these platforms are not safe. They are not built for education. There is a lot of distraction, right? Hence, our first objective is how do we make it a point that teachers as well as students they use TeachBetter.ai instead of using generic AI tools like ChatGPT or even Google or YouTube, right? So that's the first first level of competition, which is the biggest competition for us. Then there are other similar AI companies like ours in the market. Some of them are very strong in US, some of them are strong in Europe. Right now, as we speak, I haven't come across any company which is similar to us, built in India, built for India, and strong in India.
Now, there's another problem that we're facing, right? There's a lot of confusion in terms of privacy and security with AI. Now, all of a sudden, you're saying that it's given to teachers and students. It's a it's a very risky affair, right? So, how are you managing that as a company? Is it safe for students?
Sure. So I think there are two parts to the privacy and safety security thing. So the first is that when you are using a generic AI platform, right, you are extremely distracted because these platforms like Google, YouTube, ChatGPT, apart from what you are looking for, they have a very strong recommendation engine and they will keep on showing you, random recommendations, right? Which will completely distract you and you will lose the focus, right? That is one big problem that we are solving with our platform. So when you are studying a particular concept, you are focused on that concept and you're not distracted with anything else. That's a big problem that TeachBetter.ai solves. The second thing around data privacy and security is that, see, as far as education and learning is concerned, technically speaking, there is no, there is no uh, personally identifiable information which is significantly critical. For example, a child wants to learn photosynthesis. So there is nothing, private and confidential about this information, because the concept of photosynthesis is available online in 50 different ways. He's just using our platform to discover it and learn it. Right. Second thing is, in our platform, the content that you get has a layer of moderation, right? The videos that you search, you get high quality results, keeping education as a use case in mind. When you watch a video on our platform, you don't get to see any ads or any distractions in between. You get to get a seamless experience while watching the video on our platform. So that ways we have tried to ensure that it remains like an education focused platform and does not distract you at any point, so that you are able to achieve what you want to achieve from a platform like this.
Got it. Now, is this platform still prompt driven, or do I have to like just say type out one single keyword and get everything about it?
Sure. So when when people started using AI tools, they realized that they have to suddenly now learn a new skill which is called prompt engineering. Right? Now, when you talk about masters in our country, you expect them to learn a new skill because of a new technology. It is extremely difficult. Top 10% people will do it, but 90% will not do it. Right? Hence, in our platform, TeachBetter.ai, we have eliminated the need to learn prompt engineering completely. So when you use our platform, you don't have to write any prompt. Like I said, every use case of a teacher or student has been converted into a custom AI tool. You come on the tool, for example, lesson planner tool. You just select from drop down what type of lesson plan you want, 5P model lesson plan. You just write down what is the subject, what is the topic. You just select from the drop down which grade, which curriculum, and hit generate. Okay. You give inputs like a teacher or like a student, not like a prompt engineer. Okay. There's a big difference in our case as compared to ChatGPT or any other tool. And the second thing is the quality of output that you get with minimal inputs is significantly better as compared to the output that you get on other platforms, even with very complicated prompts.
Got it. Now, let's talk about the numbers, right? Like, so how many users do you have so far?
So we have about 12,000 plus signups in the last 4-5 months since we have launched the platform.
Got it. And are all 12,000 paying customers, or are they
No,
still in the free to use tier?
so like I said, so when we launched our platform in April this year, right? Uh, we didn't have the subscription engine live. So the platform was technically free from the day of launch, right? We launched our subscription engine only this month, which is last week of August. Okay. So right now there is basically a 30 days free trial for everybody. And after the free trial ends, users can subscribe to a 149 rupees plan. And in 149 rupees, you get all the tools, all 18 plus tools, unlimited usage, unlimited access without any token limit, generation limits, daily limits, weekly limits, etc. We want to give that freedom to users so that they are able to explore AI and become completely comfortable using AI.
Got it. So now, in terms of converting these 10,000 people or users into paid customers, what are you expecting? Like, are you expecting a good 100% retention, or do you think 10, 20, 30% will be retained who will turn out to be paying customers?
Yeah, so that's a difficult number to guess right now, because out of this 10, 12,000 people, I think the first hurdle that we have to cross is we have to convert them into serious users of the platform, right? And we have seen it that people who are using the platform seriously, they are able to realize significant value out of the platform. Okay. And we have n number of customer testimonial videos that they have shared with us, which are putting it on our Insta page also. So the first task is to create a comprehensive customer lifecycle management program, which is not in place as we speak. That customer lifecycle management program will ensure that we convert free trial users into serious users, help them, handhold them along the way, right? So that when it comes to the free trial expiry time, they have a higher propensity to pay, right? And the pricing that we have kept is also extremely affordable. It is one of the most affordable AI platforms out there, with the capabilities of multiple platforms under one roof. So as far as serious users are concerned, people who are using our platform on a regular basis, we seriously feel that the conversion percentage will be really good from them.
So, Binit, can you tell me what is the future for Teach Better? Are you going to be launching a mobile app, or are you going to be continuing with the web app feature that you have? Is that what is working best for these students and teachers?
Sure. So I think, right now, as far as the product is concerned, we have a very aggressive product roadmap, ahead of us. And the reason is tied to our vision. We want to build that all-in-one AI platform for education, right? Which means if there is any new technology in the market which has a potential application in education, we will make sure we have the technology inside TeachBetter.ai, right there. Okay. Either building it in-house or through partnerships or through API integrations. Whatever is the best possible way, we will have it inside our platform to stay true to our mission of building that all-in-one solution, because we want our users to not jump between platforms, between tabs every single day and keep on exploring on their own. We want to make AI adoption as an experience extremely easy for the masses in our country. Hence, we have to keep on scanning the entire AI space and keep on discovering solutions which we can embed within TeachBetter.ai itself. Just to give you an example, on our roadmap in the next release, we are adding simulations in the platform. Now, simulations are, again, they are not AI tools, but they are again they are basically a new medium using which students can learn the concepts in a significantly better way. So we have partnered with a university. That university has got a library of simulations. So we will create a separate menu inside our application where we will load 100 plus simulations inside the platform. So every student and every teacher will be able to access these simulations and learn concepts like, buoyancy, Archimedes principle, Newton's laws of motion through gamified, simulated environments within the platform, right? So like that, any new application in the market which we see has great potential in education, we will have it inside Teach Better AI. That will keep us, you know, on our toes as far as the product roadmap is concerned. We will have to, keep on scanning the market and keep on enhancing our product, to really build that all-in-one solution that we envision to build.
Got it. So the simulations part, right? Like, so from what I understand, is that a video, or will we be able to create a? Are you going to give us instructions in terms of how to create a simulated environment for learning?
So these simulations are plug and play, ready to use, gamified environments. For example, imagine this: you want to learn the concept of buoyancy and Archimedes principle. So in this simulation, there will be a bucket, there will be a tap from which water will come out. There will be a couple of blocks. One block will have a lesser mass, one block will have a higher mass. And as a teacher or student, you can drag and drop that block inside the water bucket, and you will see how much water has risen or fallen, and accordingly you will be able to calculate the maths behind all of that, right? So these are basically, concepts converted into the gamified experiences, using which you can practically understand the concept by doing those experiments in a simulated environment.
That's quite brilliant because you finally get like a hands-on or like a practical daily life application sort of a example in front of you, like as a student, right? Which is, I think, I prefer learning things this way rather than mugging up. So I think if I were in school, this would have been quite interesting for me. I think this is a very interesting concept that you have. So my next question is, how big is your team and what is your hiring strategy going to be for the next, let's say, one year?
So right now we are only two people in the company, me and my co-founder, and we both are business people. So we are doing everything right from product management to sales, marketing, operations, hands-on. Right. For tech, we have got a nice, tech partner who is helping us code. Right. The project with the tech partner is almost over. We are now looking at building our team in-house for both the tech team as well as the business team. The first priority is to build the tech team, for which we are looking for an extremely passionate, like-minded, CTO co-founder type person who can join us and bring our product vision to life. Right. Once the tech piece is sorted, we will also start building our business teams, and we want to stay lean. We want to stay constrained by resources, so that we don't create a cost heavy business model which will force us to increase our prices, and then we again deviate away from our movement to create that mass adoption of AI.
Got it. So, how is the search for a tech co-founder going? Is that like a difficult journey?
Yeah, for me it has been a little difficult journey, primarily because when you're looking for a co-founder, you first of all, you need somebody who can do things hands-on, right? Though you call him a co-founder, I am also a founder. I do everything hands-on. Someday I am sending 100 messages on LinkedIn, some days I am writing 50 emails myself. So there is nothing that you are not supposed to do as a founder or a co-founder, right? You have to do everything to run a business. You consider it like your own shop. The crudest example that you can give, it's your own dukan, where you have to open the shop in the morning, you have to do jhadu, you have to set up the counter, everything you have to do, right? All 7 days a week, right? We have hardly seen our parents take any break when they were in business, right? So the journey for finding a tech co-founder has not been great. I have spoken to hundreds of people already through my own job post, through Y Combinator's co-founder matching platform, multiple platforms. The challenge I'm facing is, one, people are not willing to do things hands on. They want a team from day one, which is very difficult in startups. Second, people are not willing to join or work as if it is their own company, where you get a lot of equity to start with, but salary will only come in once you have some funding or once you start generating revenue. So that's another structure which does not fit with most of the people. So it has been a journey, but I'm sure we will get the right candidate soon.
Perfect. Uh, so in terms of funding, like, are you planning to raise funding? And if you are, what is the kind of amount that you're looking at? Is that a seed round or angel? Do you have some plans in your mind?
Yeah. So right now, the level that the company has reached in terms of a great consumer grade solution, in terms of user acquisitions, and the amazing feedback that we're getting, all of this has been built through our own funds. I have put in the money to bring the company to where it is today. Now, going forward, we need funding primarily for two things. One is for technology. Like I said, we have a very ambitious product roadmap. We need a lot of investments in tech. Plus, we have a mass adoption, movement to create, right? That will require a lot of money to be spent on brand building and marketing as such. So we are looking for a seed round somewhere close to about 5 to 7 CR that will help us reach the reach significantly better level in terms of the tech is concerned, and also help us acquire the critical mass that is needed to create that network effect both in the teacher and the student community.
Brilliant. Now, before we wrap it up, I just want to ask, what are your thoughts on the future of AI? Because I've seen a lot of tech like IoT, NFT, a couple, I mean, these are things that just had a lot of hype and then slowly died down. Do you think there's a future for AI and people are going to be massively adopting it into their life?
Okay. So you see, the one significant difference between AI and all other technologies is that in case of AI, the lead is being taken by the consumers. The lead is not being taken by businesses. Businesses have built some basic solutions, but consumers are finding their ways and means to use the solution to their advantage, right? And we have seen exponential growth and adoption of AI as far as consumers are concerned, right? Whereas in case of any other technology, consumers were always dependent on big businesses to carve the way out for them. Okay. So as consumers, people have started to use platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini's of the world, many AI platforms to make their daily lives easy. Hence, AI has already become a mass movement. So in our survey also, when we asked educators how many of you have started to use some form of AI, almost 50 to 60% people said they have started to explore AI in some or the other form. What we need to do as a country is that we need to just channelize this energy, channelize this AI adoption in the right direction, for which at least our platform TeachBetter is built with an intention to do that for the education space. So people will use AI for education, but we want to give them a safer alternative. We want to give them a platform which is simple and easy to use. We want to create a solution which can be adopted by masses, and AI does not just become a tool in the hands of early adopters and tech savvy people. So we need to just channelize this entire AI adoption energy in our country in the right direction, so that people use AI in the best possible way and extract the maximum value out of it. Has already become a mass movement, and it is very different from any other technological revolutions that we have seen in the past.
Brilliant. That's mostly all of what I wanted to cover. I have to say that the idea is quite brilliant. I think the fact that students are able to finally understand concepts and learn is actually quite beautiful. Like, I wish I had this platform when I was uh, in my school days, right? I think I would have been able to practically understand things a lot better and then not just mug up and like throw it on the paper. So I think the idea is quite beautiful. I think I wish both of you guys all the best. I hope you find your co-founder. I hope you're able to raise your seed funding. And congratulations and good luck with everything.
Yeah, thank you so much. It has been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, Georgie. And thank you for setting this up. Again, founders like me will be grateful to you for giving us the early marketing kicks that we require to, before we reach a certain level. So thank you so much.